Even a happy life cannot be without darkness, and the word happy would lose its meaning if it were not balanced with sadness. Now, so many of us get caught up in our sad moments so much that we get to a state where we get lost and depressed in our sadness. But happiness and sadness are two sides of the same coin. You can't have one unless you've experienced the other. So embrace your sad times and cherish your happy moments. We cannot change anything unless we first accept that this thing needs to be changed. Now, there's so much power in this because sometimes we're at some stages in our lives and we ignore them, or we pretend like it is not the way that it is. And because we're pretending, that situation can never improve because you've never accepted the fact that improvement is needed. For whatever reason, some people it's out of shame, for others it's out of guilt, for some it's out of laziness. But whatever the reason is why you failed to accept the situation for what it is, failing to accept the situation is preventing you from growing. It's preventing you from moving forward. So whenever you look at something that needs to change, don't ignore it. Pay attention. Accept it so that you can move forward. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. Now, this is one of my favorite statements because I was one of those persons that allowed all kinds of different things to define me until I realized that I am none of those things and none of those things define me. There's so much power in that realization. It's unimaginable until you've experienced it. But no matter what you've been through, it doesn't matter what it is. That thing was just a moment in your life. It was just something on your journey. It does not have to define you. You don't have to let it define you. Your visions will become clear only when you look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. Now, I love this, and here's why. So many of us have dreams that are based on what our parents wanted for us, or what we see our friends doing, or the things we see on the television, and we never stop to take a moment to ask ourselves, what do I want? What does my soul want? What does my spirit long for? What will make me soar? And when you start asking these questions, you will find that your dream, what you're building, what you want to create, that thing will be a force that rises inside of you that you cannot quench. It's not going to be something that you can lay aside and say, I'll do it later. It will just press into you. So start looking inside yourself for who you are and what you were meant to do. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to a better understanding of ourselves. Now, this is another one that I love. My way of putting it is that every other person is a mirror for you, because the things that you dislike about someone else are oftentimes the things that you dislike about yourself. And if you're an observer, you can also look at these things that you dislike about someone else and ask yourself, why is it that I dislike this person, or I dislike this thing about this person? And by doing so, you'll find that you gradually improve the kind of person that you are. You're no longer judgmental, and you no longer criticize others. You start now to see other people as a reflection of yourself. And in doing so, you gradually transform to being a better person. There is no coming to consciousness without pain. This is a classic. I love this one because I have proven this one. And this is why I'm always saying, trust your struggle, trust your pain, embrace your pain, because inside of that struggle, inside of that pain, is a lesson that is so powerful that you don't want to miss that lesson being in the pain too long. You don't want to miss that lesson feeling sorry for yourself. You don't want to miss that lesson asking why me questions. Just embrace the struggle. Remember to embrace the struggle. And if you've already been through the struggle and you didn't find the lesson, no worries. Just take a moment to think about it for a bit. And when you're thinking about it, when you're looking back, don't look for the negative, but look for the positive. There is so much power in your pain. People will do anything to avoid facing their own souls. Man, this is so true. Sometimes when you feel like your world is caving in, the correct thing to do is to sit down and observe what you're going through. And that is how you look inside. The correct thing to do when you're feeling pain is look inside. Instead, some of us, we drink, we behave badly. Some people become promiscuous because they are so afraid of just sitting down for a moment and getting to know who they are. They're afraid that inside of them is some monster that they cannot face. The most amazing thing is that I think the poem or deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. It's the most suitable poem for that goes with this statement, because in truth and in fact, it is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. So face your soul, look inside, find out who you are. What you resist persists. The things that you fight against are the ones that are most obvious to you, are the ones that bother you the most, are the ones that perplex you the most. So don't resist anything. Don't resist the thought. Don't resist evil. Don't resist someone who you may dislike. Just relax, forgive, and let things go. And eventually the things that you don't want in your life will just fade away. But your resistance is what attracts the thing that you disliked to you. It's just like thoughts. Your resistance is like your thoughts. Whatever you're thinking about, it's what you attract. Whatever you're resisting, it's what you attract.